As far as the economy goes, compared to 6 months ago, the change in sales, we have dropped roughly around 12 to 15% in sales from 3.5 months ago. We've noticed that people are spending less, trying to buy more reasonable, affordable items. Uh, to adjust it, we've now tried to cut our payroll down, which affects our employees. Naturally, they get cut, and it affects them. It's a trickle-down effect. We also have found out through our purveyors that we're not the only one in this boat. There's other restaurants and entrepreneurs out there that are down. They're delivering less items too, so it not only affects us, our employees, but also affects our purveyors and their employees, and they're cutting. As of today, I found out they're letting drivers go and stuff like that, and rerouting the routes.
Back in July, I lost $8,000 on my 401k. I work at this restaurant, which I was going to cut my hours because I was making out very well tip-wise, but business has really gone downhill here. And my primary full-time job at Lowe's Collections this past week in November 27th declared Chapter 11. And I see everything going down. The only thing that has given us a little relief is the price of gas, and that's about it.
Being the mother of a 3-year-old, waitressing is ideal. It's short hours, decent money, but recently I feel like I've had to work a lot more to receive half the amount of what I was used to making. So it's definitely hurting my pocket.
Okay.
I just thank God I have my husband. He's a good provider. Hopefully everything picks up though.
I think that the amount of people coming in lately has dropped off a little bit. People are a lot more careful with their money and spending less at restaurants and places like that.
Well, the restaurant I was working at prior to here actually closed its doors about 6 months ago. So I was, affected directly in that respect. And I don't go out and drink as much. That's for sure. But I still go out and eat good food.
Yeah, I find myself going out a lot less for dinner. Instead of maybe going out and sitting down at a restaurant, we might do a lot more takeout, more cheaper things, pizza, stuff that two people, $12 will cover instead of $50. You just don't have that kind of money right now to sit around and spend.
People are coming in to eat, but the tips are getting a little smaller. I should not to say that, but I say you got to do what you got to do. That's all.
Well, as far as the government trying to fix things, the money that they're allocating out now to help with certain banks and stuff to regenerate cash flow into the economy, that's still a temporary fix, and it's not going to trickle down to a smaller business like myself. Give you an example, you got the big corporations all crying that if they don't get bailout money, they're going to have to let people go. Well, the government's going to have to do something for them because they're employing hundreds of thousands of employees. So they're looking at it, if we don't do something to help these, we're going to have these people on the unemployment line. What they don't understand, too, is small business like ourselves, we tend to go out of business because there is no one really helping us. And if you look at the employment rate, small businesses employ 60% of the working force out there. So if you start having small businesses going under, it's going to have the same trickle effect as a large corporation that may lay off 50,000 to 100,000.
I find myself I work 6 days a week, we'll say 12 hours a day, compared to a year and a half ago where I could live off of working 5 days a week, 9 hours a day. It's just my bills with electric, gas, everything is just so much higher now. I need to work more just to survive and pay bills.
So as I've been looking for a job in New York City, it's been difficult during these times because when you're using a search engine like Craigslist, which a year ago would have 4 to 5 pages worth of cook positions open, has now been, narrowed down to 1 to 2 tops a day. This makes it more competitive to get a position, and it's frustrating.
As far as I can say with this mess that's going on now from my age, I've been through it before. And this happened when I was in business way back in '73 when we had the big gas crisis, and they turned around and started freezing wages and cost of goods and everything else. And that mess took us about 4 years to get out of. And that's what's going to happen here. What's going to happen here is the people that can make the adjustments, and they'll be the survivors, and the others are just going to go to the wayside and wind up closing up.